Hey guys, welcome back. In last lecture I showed you how you can initialize your application with Vue CLI. In this lecture we will continue and I will show you how you can initialize project by cloning my GitHub repository, and this is for me more preferable way, because this way you will get same dependencies as I have. Okay, so first I will close this project here, okay? And also I will move one directory down, so I will go to my Udemy projects folder. Okay, so I'm going to my Udemy projects, and now we can open our browsers. So let's open browsers, and let's navigate to GitHub. And you can find all of the links inside of the resources of this lecture. So let's go to GitHub, and let's find my profile so you can find my GitHub repository. Okay, so I will find here my Vue repositories, so Vue activity course. Okay, so I will provide this link inside of the resources of this lecture, and here is also link up here in the URL bar. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to click here clone or download. So actually you can also download it, but more preferable way is cloning. If you don't have a setup SSH, you need to click here use HTTPS. So most probably you don't have a SSH, so please click here use HTTPS and you can clone this link here. I will use a SSH, so let's copy these links. Alright, and let's navigate back to our terminals. So let's go to our terminal, and here I am in my Udemy projects, and now let's write here a git clone, and now let's paste here this link. So git clone space and paste here my link we just copied of my GitHub repository, and now space and the name of our projects. So I will write here Vue activity, just like this. Okay, so let's press enter, and we should clone our project Vue activity. Okay, I will put here a password. Maybe you are not asked for a password in when you clone with HTTPS. Okay, so our projects are cloned, and now we have here folder Vue-activity. So let's go to this folder. So let's write here cd for a change directory, and now Vue-activity. So activity like this. Perfect. Let's press enter, and now we are inside of a Vue-activity folder. Okay, and the first thing here, we need to run npm install to install all of our dependencies. So npm install. And this can take some time, so I will fast forward this installation. Or actually, I can provide you some explanations why we are cloning my project. Okay, so here it is. We just cloned this Vue activity course project, and this project was created with a Vue CLI as we created in a lecture before. So maybe you're asking why we are cloning this project. The reason is very simple. As you're watching these videos, probably there were some changes in Vue CLI. So when you initialize your project with the Vue CLI, you can get a different dependencies as I have. So in order to prevent some errors you can get in the future, you are calling this project, which I generated with the Vue CLI, so there should be just minimal changes, but you will get the same dependencies as I have, so there is a more safer way how to follow lessons. So this is the only reason. Okay, so let's go back to our terminals and let's see if everything was installed. Okay, everything was installed, perfect, and now we can run npm run serve. So npm run serve, and let's see, we should initialize our development server, so starting development server, and we should run our application on localhost 8080. Perfect, so let's go to browsers. And let's open here a new tab, and let's write here localhost 8080. And you can see our Vue application is displayed. Perfect. So same application as we generated with a Vue CLI. Okay, before we will finish this lesson, I will show you one more thing. So let's go back to our terminals. And I will shut down this development server. So Ctrl-C or Command-C to shut it down. And I will clear this text here. And I will show you something. When I will type here git remote -v, you can see this folder here is pointing to my GitHub repository we cloned this project from. But if you want to create your own GitHub repositories and you want to push changes, your code to GitHub repository, you would in this case push these changes to my GitHub repository or you would get error. So in order to initialize your GitHub repositories, we need to remove this origin here. And this is actually very simple. You just need to write here git remove and now origin. Okay, so put this command here, let's press enter, and now when you write here git remote and -v, you will see it's empty. Perfect. Now you can create your own GitHub repositories. So let's go back to our browsers. Let's navigate to GitHub and I will show you how we can do it. So I will go to base URL of a GitHub and let's click here in new. Okay, so new, and let's create here a new repository. So let's call it the view activity test. You can put here some normal name, but for me view activity -test, and I will make this repository private, but of course you need to make it public. Okay, so just create a repository, very simple. Okay, and now we just need to follow these steps. So we need to copy this command, git init. Let's go to our terminals. Let's write here init. Okay, let's go back. Now we can write git add and a dot, so it will add everything. So let's go to our terminals back and now just write here git add and now git commit -m and your message. So you can write here initial, oops, not like this, initial commit like this, and where we write git status, you will see that nothing to commit because we didn't do any changes to this project. And now we can push this to our GitHub repository we just created, but first we need to add the remote. So before we remove remote from my GitHub repository, so now you can put here your own remote. So I will copy this remote, I will add it here, so let's add it here. Okay, so git remote -v, and you will see that you have a new remote that's pointing now to your GitHub repository. And now when you will write here git push origin and a master, you should push all of the code to your GitHub repository. So let's write this. Let's put here password. Maybe you are not asked for password. Let's press enter. Okay, everything was copied, so we can go back to our browsers. And when I will refresh, you will see that this repository was created and all of my code is here. So this is just in a case if you want to create your own GitHub repositories. So you just need to create your own GitHub repository, remove my remote, add your remote, and push all of your code. Very simple, guys. Few steps. Okay, and that should be it from this lecture. We will end up this lecture here, but before, just open your project. So I will open my coding editor and I will open my new project. So open here and let's find here. So Udemy projects. And this was view activity. I will open this, so we will stay on the screen in the next lecture and we will start explaining these folders here and we will start copying some code. So guys, thank you for your attention and I hope to see you in the next lecture.